Hey guys, wondering why this video? Do you have any idea what is today?
Well, today is National Unity Day. Thinking about what it is and why we celebrate it.
Join us in the interesting ride back in time and find the answers to all your questions.
So let's go.
Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel had played a pivotal role in India's freedom struggle and the integration of India from more than 550 princely states. He handled the responsibilities of the first Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister of independent India. So, to acknowledge the efforts and amount of hard work he had put in the unification of our nation, the Government of India in 2014 introduced 31st October, his birthday, as National Unity Day or Rashtriya Ekta Divas.
National Unity Day is aimed at promoting the values of the preamble, and the Home Ministry has made it official that its objective is to provide an opportunity for reaffirming the inherent strength and resilience of the nation to stand against the threats, both actual and potential, to the unity, integrity, and security of this nation. National Unity Day is celebrated across India to celebrate its existence as a unified state with a constitution that accepts everyone and gives each citizen equal rights.
You know, India is a big diverse country, but do you think it was always one? The answer is no. So how did India unite?
Curious enough? Come on, fasten your seatbelts, tighten your grip, and off we go.
The Indian Independence Act allowed each princely states to remain as an independent sovereign state rather than being part of the newly born dominion. The Indian government felt the need to accede the princely states to India before the day of the independence, but the road wasn't easy, as the rulers found the day suitable for declaring their independent statehood on the world map.
The Indian government handed Sardar Patel the arduous task of integration of the princely states as the first deputy prime minister and home minister. He was chosen because of his stoic and less talkative nature. His speeches were heard by everyone. Having the celerity of a military commander and expertise of an impulsive diplomat, he started his work with the assistance of V.P. Menon, the constitutional advisor to Lord Mountbatten, who later became the Secretary of Ministry of the States.
Be it invoking patriotism of the rulers or cautioning them about the possibility of chaos if they refused to join, he left no stones unturned in convincing them to be a part of India. He had also presented the concept of privacy purses, which is a payment paid to the royal families for agreeing to merging with India. Finally, his industrious efforts paid off. Most of the rulers gave up full control over their possessions to the independent Indian government without any compensation.
Maharaj Hanwant Singh was ready to become a part of neighboring country, as the supreme of the country was ready to fulfill all demands of Maharaj Hanwant Singh. Seeing Jodhpur slipping off their hands, Patel urgently met Maharaj Hanwant Singh and assured him that importing arms would be allowed and Jodhpur will be connected to Kathiawar via rail and India would supply grain during famines.
Under the pressure from the Supreme of the other side, Nawab agreed to accede to them. But Patel intervened by combining diplomacy with force, demanding them to annul the accession and to Nawab for acceding to India, as Junadgarh is quite far from other countries compared to India. Under Patel's order, the Indian army and the police units marched into the state where an election was held. Later, where 99.5% of the population voted to merger with India.
Seeing no other option than military action, the Indian army was asked to invade Hyderabad with a mission named Operation Polo. After defeating the Razakar forces, Hyderabad was secured and integrated into India. The main objective of Mountbatten and Nehru in avoiding a forced invitation was to prevent a religious outbreak. After defeating Nizam, Patel retained him as a ceremonial chief of state.
The process of increasing unity across India should be carried out by the parents, every household, to try to teach the kids the value of unity in diversity and also the acceptance of differences. This will be the first step to increasing the unity of our country.
Any person gets to know the value of something after he or she experiences life without its presence. In the same way, people needs to realize that unity in India has been brought by a very long freedom struggle and the efforts of many freedom fighters.
Every citizen of India must think of themselves as an Indian and not Gujaratis, Bengalis, or Tamilians.
By this way, people will develop an emotional attachment to the unity of India and its sovereignty.
I solemnly pledge that I dedicate myself to
preserve the unity,
integrity, and security
of the nation and also strive
hard to spread the message among my fellow countrymen.
I take this pledge in the spirit of
the unification of my country,
which was made successful by the vision
and the actions of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
I also solemnly resolve to make my own
contribution to ensure the internal security of my own country.